Our next speaker is Özkan Essen, if I said correctly. He will talk about moving LibreOffice online as an alternative to Office 365.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Özcan Esen, a computer science engineering student from Turkey. I work at Collabora as consultant intern software engineer. That means part-time. Today, I was actually planning to talk about the engineering challenges that we solve at Collabora, but since LibreOffice Online is very brand new technology, I wanted to talk about its architecture and how it's actually work. Also, our agreement with UK Crown Commercial Service and code. Then, if I have time left, I will show the LibreOffice Online. Collabora is open source consultant company, around 10 years of experience, more than 80 people working at Collabora. Open first is our company motto. We have community time. For example, senior developers files easy hacks to Bugzilla or to help new developers. Collabora Productivity is branch of Collabora dedicated to LibreOffice. We provide level 3 support. Also, we are architects of Microsoft OpenXML filters, LibreOffice for Android, and LibreOffice Online. Collabora Productivity is very active in LibreOffice community. 9 of the top 20 LibreOffice committers work at Collabora Productivity. A year ago, UK Cabinet Office recommended ODF, Open Document Format, for sharing government documents, HTML and PDF for viewing government documents. ODF is nice, clean, minimal, open format. Then Collabora Productivity and UK Crown Commercial Service made an agreement because UK government in the long term planning to move on the cloud, share all documents on the cloud without desktop office suites. So this deal covers both Collabora products, Collabora Cloud Suite and Collabora Go Office. All government organizations, non-profit government organizations use this agreement. We give them a standard pricing. Okay, let's talk about LibreOffice Online. LibreOffice Online is a brand new technology. It's free and open source alternative to Google Drive, Google Documents, Office 365, Microsoft. Basically, it supports all the formats that LibreOffice can handle. There are many major parts in this project: LibreOffice Kit, LOL Leaflet, LOL VST, LOL Protocol. I'm going to mention all of them. LibreOffice Kit is a very simple C and C++ API to control LibreOffice without needing a X11 server. You don't have to run LibreOffice. It's headerless. Exposes the core value of LibreOffice file format filters. This means you can OpenODF and export OpenXML. Also, after you open a document, you can export it as a PNG image. Also, you can modify and do another operations like search, replace. LibreOffice for Android, LibreOffice Online, Locom, built using LibreOffice Kit, and for example, LibreOffice Online couldn't be done without LibreOffice Kit. It's very useful API, but it's very unstable because it changed day to day. Every day we add new functions, new code to it. LOLVST server is a simply WebSocket server. Uses LibreOffice Kit to modify and render documents, but it doesn't need a separate LibreOffice processes. It spawns one process per client session. What does client session mean? Client session basically means that user opens a document, it's a session. Isolation between client sessions. So we implemented layered security. So that means when user opens a document, nobody else can see that document. Yes. Also, it's implemented very good caching. So it will cache documents. So when you open documents 5 minutes later, it will use the cache, not the LibreOffice Kit to render it again. This is the architecture of LibreOffice Online. As you can see, we have a tile cache server and LibreOffice Kit processes. And tile server opens a file, but it can open using WebDAV and other file storage, maybe a block storage in the cloud. LibreOffice Online protocol is very simple WebSocket protocol, is asynchronous, full duplex. It's planned to be stateless as possible, but I think at the moment we have some states. Mostly human readable and verbose. First line of it, always ASCII characters. You can read the first line and understand what does this packet do. Tiles are returned as PNG images. It does very good compression. LowLeaflet is a client side of LibreOffice Online, works on any modern web browser, including cell phones and tablets. Based on Leaflet and open source JavaScript library, as you can see, Leaflet is everywhere. Even on conference web page, there was a Leaflet. Leaflet uses tile pixmap to draw map like this. Basically, we render a document using LibreOffice Kit part by part. So, and we transfer them to client and draw them with LowLeaflet. Also, these are a binary image, so base 64. But only a map library is not enough, so we have to add several things. WebSocket to communicate with LOLVST server, toolbars, scroll bars, slide previews, tabs, etc. These controls mostly implemented with commands. I'm not sure do you know what command means? So commands is LibreOffice API. For example, if you send bold, the text selected gets bold, and if you send insert page, LibreOffice insert new page to document. Typical editing flow: lol leaflet captures keystrokes, sends them to lol_vst. lol_vst makes the modification on the document using LibreOffice Git and tells the client which tiles are invalidated. Lol leaflet requests new tiles and draws them. For example, if you press on K around somewhere in the middle, you only download new tiles that they are invalidated. So we avoid transferring PNG image as much as possible. So we have implemented several things on the client side. Text selection is a good example for it. If you select a text, view changes, but you don't do any modification on the document, so there is no need to download a new image from server. Also, if you resize an image, you only do the modification after your operation is done. This decreases response time and increases usability. Shared editing. Shared editing is more than one user can open and edit same document, but multiple users can't do simultaneously modifications on same document because LibreOffice Online does not support multiple cursors yet on a single document. Basically, lol_vst sends LibreOffice Git responses to multiple clients. If one user's enter editing mode, other users have to view the modifications. They can't do edit at the same time. Code is a Collabora Online Development Edition. Is OpenSUSE based virtual machine image. It's the easiest way to start taking on LibreOffice Online, bundled with the OwnCloud integration. So I want to also mention about OwnCloud integration. OwnCloud integration is a very important part of Collabora Cloud Suite, but it works very well. Actually, my presentation is finished here, so if you have questions, you can ask, and I will show some demo on Collabora Online Development Edition after your questions, of course.
Any questions so far? No, you can okay. Show the demo and questions afterward.
Oh, it's very small, but here's my presentation on Collabora Online Development Edition. As you can see, okay. It supports basic editing, like I can click here and edit some text. Wait. Also, you can select and delete text. It supports simple editing features of what you expect from Office software. Also, I want to show other document formats like ODX. It also supports Microsoft Office formats, OpenXML. Basic editing also works on here. A good part of it, it also can use advanced features of LibreOffice. For example, you can insert and modify charts and edit the data like this. For example, if I change the data in here, the chart going to change like this. Also, I want to show the search feature. It supports all the formats that LibreOffice Desktop can handle. These text selection are implemented as SVG overlays, so there is no traffic between server and client to change the selection. So I recommend you to install Collabora Online Development Edition to start taking on LibreOffice Online. Thank you.
Hi. So I must say I'm impressed. It looks pretty fast for something which is leaflet based because it only transfers the change things. What I wanted to ask, instead of the that virtual image which you have for the virtual machine, how hard is it to install it directly on somewhere? Are there many dependencies underneath? Are there in systems like Debian already available, or is it a bigger project to implement?
Okay, it's not hard to install, but you have to compile LibreOffice from scratch. It has to be master branch, and because we are adding new features day to day, you can install on any Linux distribution, SUSE, Fedora, Debian. There is dependencies, but they are not that important. For example, Poco, C++ library. But the hard part is compiling LibreOffice. It takes so much time. So that's because I'm recommending to Dolant the virtual machine image, because many people doesn't have that strong computers to compile LibreOffice. Yeah, you can install and it's not that hard.
Any more questions? No, do you have any roadmap for production ready?
The roadmap, basic editing is working very well. Shared editing is also working very good. So on the roadmap, we are planning to implement rich editing features like tables, formatting, and all the things accessible through the LibreOffice desktop menus, like the top menu. So this is our roadmap. Thank you.
Thank you very much.